Let's say good evening to our guests this evening. Mr. Sarthak NAYAK, advocate for the Supreme Court, will be speaking to us on behalf of the buyers and the homeowners. And Zafar Islam, spokesperson for the BJP. Mr. Sarthak NAYAK, let me come to you first. Do you believe this is the way forward now? That builders, real estate agents or companies should sell their own private property, that property should be seized if they fail to pay up?
Let me begin this debate by telling you the entire exercise which is being undertaken by the Honorable Supreme Court of India is only being done to protect the larger interest of the home buyers. As far as government of the day is concerned, the government of the day has clearly failed in protecting the interest of the home buyers. There is a policy in the insolvency code, and there is also the law is defective. I think we should sell their assets. Extreme steps should be taken by the Honorable Supreme Court of India when the scheme before the IRP fails. But the IRP scheme, when Section 9A was amended, it was more or less builder friendly than home buyers friendly. What the government did, government very cleverly inserted 9A and stated that anybody who claims himself to be a creditor can go there and tell that I have these grievances and IRP is going to look after that grievance. I think when IRP fails, in that case, the Supreme Court should come into picture, and the Supreme Court can always exercise its powers under Article 142 of the Constitution of India and direct and pass any kind of order. But at this juncture, when the matter is being pending before the Supreme Court and Supreme Court has stayed the proceedings before the insolvency court, I think that extreme step can be taken when all the steps before the IRP fails. But having said that, let me tell you, Supreme Court has taken the responsibility of the government of India. And when a PIL was filed before the Honorable Supreme Court of India, government was absolutely in a panic mode. The government could have brought in a law by stating that the creditors are secured creditors, and apart from the financial creditors and operating creditors, the primary objective should have been to refund the hard-earned money of the citizens of this country, and the government failed to do that. And in extreme case, definitely their assets will be sold if no other remedies will be available under law.
Okay, so exactly the point. If the onus has now come down on the top court, Mr. Zafar Islam, the government failed to protect the interests of home buyers or even provide them with a remedy? And as I come to you to respond to what Mr. Nayak is saying, here is what the top court, the Chief Justice, observed today. Agli tareekh ko achhe bacche ki tarah paise deposit kar dena, which is to say, deposit the money like a good kid on the next date of hearing. This court has nothing against you. Home buyers need to get their money back. These people, alluding to the directors or the promoters, have gone to the top at the expense of the home buyers' money. You mortgage, sell your assets, jewelry, and pay back. Otherwise, we will attach your properties. Buyers must be paid their money back. The top court says, and this is the message to all those companies, real estate giants who've had a great time for the last 15 years and managed to get away with their greed. Do not destroy the lifetime savings of middle-class home buyers. Mr. Zafar Islam, should the government take this hint and get cracking? If a greedy real estate owner is not giving the money back, sell their property and give the money.
Tanvi, you are aware of the real estate industry. It was an organized industry, an unregulated industry till the RERA was in place. And that initiative has been taken by our government. It was never taken, this kind of initiative was never taken up by UPA or for that matter any previous government. Let me tell you, this RERA itself brings a lot of transparency, accountability, and it definitely safeguards the interests of a home buyer. All of us know that kind of a governance mechanism which has been put in place in this RERA Act, so that a common buyer, a home buyer, which earlier they had absolutely, like dark, used to be in dark, and when they used to buy a property, today they will have all the clarity upfront, and they will know that what kind of a risk they are taking and what is the remedies available to them. In the past, including all of us must have experienced, whoever bought apartment, that it used to be one-sided agreement. The builder, we always used to be at the mercy of the builder or the developer, and they will take us for a ride, and all of us are the victim of that situation in the past. But today, I must tell you that it is the responsibility the responsibility of the government was there, and we delivered it to the expectation of common buyer, not in terms of protecting the interest.
How did you deliver?
RERA is a classic example, Tanvi, that if you see RERA, no, it is how did it deliver means that if any buyer today you can't retrospectively you can implement a legislation. It has to be prospective. It has to be from a prospective date. But all I'm saying that in the past, you know that how a buyer used to be cheated by the builders, all the developers. Purely because they used to have one-sided
very good point, sir. I will come back to RERA in just a bit. Mr. Zafar Islam, good point there. I will come back to RERA in just a bit. That is our second question. But like you said, that's from here on. It's prospective. What are you going to do to deliver justice to thousands and thousands of people who are already stuck, who have lost their money? उनका क्या होगा? वो अब सिर्फ कोर्ट जा सकते हैं, सरकार कुछ नहीं करेगी.